Ever since the 2018 i9 MacBook Pro came out, I kept reading YouTube titles like hottest laptop on the planet, don't waste your money, or beware of the Core i9 and so forth. As I was reading them at the time, I couldn't care less about what people had to say because I was rocking the regular 2016 MacBook Pro knowing that I won't be able to afford any type of upgrade anytime soon. 2 months ago, however, I had one of those aha angels falling from the sky moment when accidentally I stumbled upon a chance to trade in my 2016 MacBook Pro along with my old 2015 iMac and upgrade to an almost fully spec'd out, slightly used 2018 i9 MacBook Pro still under warranty. Now I gotta be honest, at that moment of the purchase I didn't care about the titles that I read before and any of the complaints that were mentioned earlier. All I cared about was the fact that by acquiring this bad boy, I would solve all my issues like terrible slowdowns when editing 4K footage, lack of sufficient and fast storage, and something I didn't expect to bother me that much, having a single machine that does it all. No more I left that file on the other computer or hoping that your last piece of work synced by the time you went to the office. So in this video, I will share with you my constant pro machine dilemma, how I went to building the ultimate video editing PC and then sold it, my experience after upgrading to the latest 2018 MacBook Pro, my take on which MacBook might be right for you, and my concerns of owning it. Here's a disclaimer. I know that for the price of this 2018 i9 MacBook Pro, you can buy and build a very capable PC plus a 4K monitor plus speakers plus top-of-the-line I/O, but that's not the point of this video. Let's dive in. Hey guys, this is Z, and before we start covering the topics that I mentioned, let me give you the technical specs of this MacBook Pro. By the way, if you like to support this channel and you'd like to see more videos like this, consider subscribing. So the MacBook Pro in question is the 2018 15-inch 2.9 GHz Intel Core i9 top-of-the-line laptop equipped with 32 GB of DDR4 RAM. It is not the latest Vega GPU upgrade, instead it comes with the Radeon Pro 560X graphics, working in coherence with the Intel's discrete UHD 630. One thing that I constantly made compromise with over the years was storage, but not this time, because this machine is equipped with the 2TB fast storage option. The 2018 MacBook Pro version comes with the same shell and design as my previous computer. So looking at it after the purchase triggered absolutely no upgrade emotion in me. I knew that the only touchable hardware upgrade was the latest generation Butterfly keyboard, which apparently is quieter and better protected on the inside, but is something that I don't really care that much, because 80% of the time I use my laptop docked. Doing the occasional tasks like email or designs felt just as normal as it was before. One thing that was giving me a breath of fresh air constantly was the available storage space. See, my last laptop had 512 GB of storage and I had to keep 75% of it free if I wanted to create a 5 to 7 minute 4K video edit and not run out of space. Now I could have used external fast SSD solutions, which I did by the way, but I hate them because it is one more thing to forget at home or try not to sit on if you want to use your laptop, let's say on your lap. The second noticeable thing came to me the minute I imported 4K footage into Final Cut Pro. See, I had the habit of snacking while waiting for a timeline render, but now I'm losing weight because this laptop eats footage for breakfast.
I eat green berets for breakfast.
Even in the most intensive cases of mine where I have multi-tracks with color corrections, reverse and slow motion clips, LUTs and adjustment layers, this thing is barely breaking a sweat, sitting comfortably at a peak 70 degrees temperature. Now I know that if you're not into video editing, what I'm saying means absolutely nothing to you. So imagine if you could eat 4 Baconators and a Frosty from Wendy's, 1 chocolate chip cookie sundae from Applebee's, and Chili's chocolate chip paradise pie for lunch, and not break a sweat or pass out or gain weight. Over the last years, I've been constantly struggling with all the machines that I had. There was always something that was not enough or was driving me crazy. At one point, I was sure I wanted to have an iMac Pro desktop machine because I knew that cramming a lot of power into a portable device would mean heat compromises and potentially throttling. That's why I bought the 2015 iMac. I couldn't afford an iMac Pro, so I thought I'd follow Snazzy Labs upgrade guide and crack open this baby to turn it into a decently performing desktop. Honestly, I didn't have the guts to risk and break something or kill myself by accidentally touching the unprotected power supply.
Now you have high voltage.
Prior to that, I thought I should buy a second-hand trash can Mac Pro even though it is 5 years old. Luckily for me, the problem was that there aren't many people who sell their Mac Pros where I live, so that wasn't a viable option. So given my budget, I went for a PC. In fact, I had the most fun creating my first PC build in years and putting together an NVIDIA GeForce 1080 Ti beast that I called the Hulk. I'll put a video link in the description below. This was a very capable machine and I loved it, but I sold it. See, I thought I will play games, and I also thought I will learn and enjoy Premiere Pro as a video editing software. Well, it turned out I don't like playing games that much, and I hate Premiere Pro. I also realized that I seem to prefer the portability of laptops. So as sad as it was for me, the Hulk made no sense sitting on my desk not expanding its full potential. Logically, I sold it to a kid that is now extremely happy and enjoys it every single day. Why am I saying all this? Finding the right computer or configuration might turn out a more difficult task than you might think. A task that is strictly individual. I clearly had to go through my various weird computer stages and waste time and money before realizing what I really needed or wanted. Well, this time I will try to help you make the right choice from the get-go. Just like the iPad Pro buying matrix that I created in one of my latest videos, which you said was very useful, I have prepared a MacBook Pro purchase matrix that can hopefully help you make the right choice. Keep in mind that we are not discussing desktop options. We're talking portable machines that run Mac OS. Starting off with those of you who are like me and do intensive tasks like video editing or 3D rendering or image processing and so forth, either at home or at the office. This is easy because there's only one screen option, and that is the 15-inch MacBook Pro, but not the entry level. Instead, go for a minimum configuration of 2.6 GHz 6-core i7 with 16 GB of RAM. If your budget allows it, go for the upgraded 32 GB of memory and possibly the i9. Depending on your GPU needs, you might think of an upgrade to Apple's Vega GPU options, but that is also something that you can upgrade over time, and I'll tell you more about it. For those of you who travel a lot, you can go for a custom 13-inch configuration, but keep in mind that your top tier components are limited to a single i7 choice and a max of 16 gigs of memory. If you don't travel much and occasionally do heavy lifting, meaning that for the most part you're not putting your laptop through its paces, you can go easily for the entry-level 15-inch 2.2 GHz 6-core i7 that comes with 16 GB of memory as standard. If you're on the go a lot, feel free to opt for the 13-inch model, but make sure to upgrade to the i7 and ramp up the memory to 16 GB, because the entry-level laptop comes close to the MacBook Air territory, and this is not your category. If you want to play games but prefer to live in the Apple ecosystem and the Mac OS, whatever sized MacBook Pro you go for will need to be accompanied with an external GPU like the Blackmagic eGPU. This way you will live the portable life and plug into the eGPU only when you really want to crank up the FPS. If you do emails, office work, occasional Photoshop or terminal work, then the new MacBook Air will be your best choice and the logical value for money option. Let me stress out that whichever option you go for, always think twice about your storage capacity. This is yet another non-upgradable component that can make or break your overall experience. Owning this $4,300 laptop can only keep me up at night for two of the following reasons. MacBook Pros are prone to keyboard failures, even in this latest generation butterfly keyboard variant. They are still not reliable as they used to be in the older MacBooks, and you might end up at the Genius Bar complaining that your W or E buttons are not working or are stuck. Honestly, that's not something that worries me that much because, as I said earlier, in 80% of my work, this laptop is docked. My second concern is the stage lighting effect, which iFixit had pointed out, where part of the screen backlighting stops working properly due to a short or worn out display cable. Apple supposedly fixed this issue in this latest generation 2018 machines, but one can never sleep too well at night. So to answer your question in the title, no, I don't regret buying the i9 MacBook Pro. It meets all my needs. It's a Mac, it's portable, it's plenty powerful, and it has all the storage I might need. So if you find yourself craving some burgers or you have an appetite for something sweet, you can blame me by disliking this video. If you liked it though, it will mean a lot to me if you press that thumbs up icon. It's been an absolute pleasure. This is Z, over and out.